Nouns are she and her. We also enthusiastically welcome our friends from First UU Church of Detroit as we continue to venture into a joint ministry together. May we create a beloved community with a gentle heart and thoughtful ear, and maintain this community with our 8 Unitarian Universalist principles as our guide. This morning we have the Reverend Julie Brock and Pastor Eli Krantz, who are leading our worship. And Todd, Ballou, the music director at First Church, is leading our joint choir and communal singing, and I can say from hearing them rehearse, they sound wonderful today. Each month we contemplate a theme using soul matters. This month we are considering the concept of generosity. Today's message asks us to explore the question of how do we tell if we are standing up for justice or just entrenching ourselves in our own opinion? And I'm not sure that's right, but is it? Okay, we do that every day here. If you are a visitor online and would like Northwest to stay in touch with you, please fill out the visitor form appearing in the chat box. And if you are with us in person and haven't done so yet, you can fill out the visitor sign-in form in the atrium. And now please greet your neighbors with a wave from wherever you are. We have a few announcements to share with you. More information about our events and the congregation are posted in the weekly newsletter and on our website, northwestuu.org. The membership committee is hosting coffee hour this morning. Come join us for coffee, tea, and snacks after today's service in the multi-purpose room. We will also be having a joint community conversation, which will be multi-platform after the service with members of both congregations. If you are with us online, you can join the breakout room and then return to the main session for the joint community conversation. We hope to get started at noon. ADORE, a dialogue on race and ethnicity, is a monthly gathering. The next session will be via Zoom on Wednesday, November 29th. We'll be exploring implicit and explicit bias and the implications they have for our personal interactions. Everyone is welcome. There are links to the event in our newsletter. Our next Getting to Know UU is Sunday, December 10th after the service. You can learn more about UU principles and history, our governance structure, and our religious education program. We'd like to take the opportunity to get to know our new members, our new attendees, and we will have childcare. Before we begin the prelude, let's all take a deep breath and settle into a time of worship.
Services with a land acknowledgement. We honor and pay our respects to the land on which we live and work, which was violently stolen through colonialism, genocide, and forced removal of its traditional stewards. These stewards are the Anishinaabeg, the Council of Three Fires, which include the Ottawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi, also known as the Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi tribes. We also acknowledge the people of African descent who were forcibly removed from their land and separated from their families through kidnapping and enslavement, and pay reverence and respect to them for building this country's infrastructure and economy with no compensation or reparations to date. Folks, before we begin the program, I want to say, how cool is this? What a wonderful thing. I have dreamed about doing this. We could never do this in Detroit. And there are things that we can't do here that we could do in Detroit. How wonderful to be together. Folks, this week we were going to talk about how to have difficult Thanksgiving conversations and generosity of perspective. And then Eli and I sat down and we said, well, it's also Trans Day of Remembrance. And it's also, and then there were just so many things on the table, like when my grandma used to make Thanksgiving dinner, that we thought, why don't we just put the things on the table? Today, why don't we just hold each other in circles of grief and gratitude? Because it's the holiday, it's the season of gratitude. And yet, I'm not over what we talked about on the 31st. There's still so much grief going on. People are hurting all over the world right now. And we are remembering the lives of those lost, our dear trans siblings. And so today, we're not going to talk about how to talk to our uncles at Thanksgiving. We're going to think about how to be here together now and find gratitude through the grief. We have an altar of candles and fruit. The candles represent grief. The fruit represents gratitude. May we be together in this service here today. Eli, would you light our chalice?
We light our chalice, the symbol of our faith, knowing this morning that many other Unitarian Universalist congregations across this land and around the world are doing the same. We do so with words from Reverend Michelle Collins. As we light this chalice with its freely shared light and freely shared warmth, let us be reminded of the many things that are freely shared with us and that we freely share with others. May we lean into generosity shared from the heart that can warm those around us.
Gentlemen, am I to understand that this won't work the whole service? Because I'd rather not wear it if it's not going to work. Should I keep it on? No, okay. All right. I'm going to be a little indecent here for a minute then. Eli, would you? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Eli Krantz, everyone. So there's this parable, the parable of the long spoons. Many of us have heard of it, right? Why don't I just tell it again really quickly? Hold on a second, even Diana. Let me just tell it again really quickly for those who don't know it. The parable goes that there is a child, and the child meets God, and the child says to God, I want to see heaven and hell. And God says, sure, let me show those to you, because that's what God would do. So God shows the child a room full of people with big, delicious bowls of stew in front of them. But those people have spoons. Their spoons are too long. Eva and Diana, you have some spoons. Why don't you try to eat your delicious stew with those spoons? And every time they try to eat it, the food just slops in front of them, and they can't quite get the food in their mouth. And God says, this is hell. You have everything that you need, but you can't get it in your mouth. And then God opens another door for the child and says, this door is heaven. It was the same setup. People sitting there across the table, eating from their bowls, except this time they were feeding each other. And I thought about this in relationship to our theme today, and in relationship to gratitude and to grief. Our bowls, those bowls filled with everything that we need right in front of us, that's kind of like gratitude. No matter what happens in our lives, we have sustenance, we have fulfillment right in front of us, don't we? Even in these difficult times. Diana and Eva, would you grab those bowls? I wonder if everyone here, can you all help me out a little bit? Can you yell things that you're grateful for into the bowls, and Diana and Eva are going to catch them? Okay? So everybody yell things that you're grateful for. Oh, wow. So I just heard that those bowls are filled with love and community and sunshine and home and cranberry sauce. That's awesome. That would fill up anyone, right? And the spoons are kind of like our grief. The spoons are kind of like our grief. Sometimes it's difficult to maneuver the grief, to actually see what's around us. Sometimes the only thing that we can see is how difficult it is right in front of us. But the only thing I know what to do with grief, you've heard me say it before, you'll hear me say it again. The only thing I know what to do with grief is to come together. Is to come together and feed each other. So Eva and Diana, you have these beautiful big bowls full of friendship and love and sunshine and cranberry sauce. And you have grief. Why don't we name some of the things that we are having grief for? Eva and Diana, can you hold up the spoons? Yeah. All of that is real. But even through all of that, Eva and Diana, can you still feed each other? Amazing. Why don't you throw some out to the community too? All right. It's wonderful to be here today. We are going to sing you gorgeous young ones out to your classes, okay? If you will follow Eva.
Testing.
Okay, I got it. Sorry. One purpose of a religious community is to encourage all who gather together to grow more generous in spirit and in action. This is the end of all the world's great faith traditions, to bring the human closer to the divine by acts of creation and compassion. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support both this congregation and our shared plate recipient, which is the Southfield Emergency Needs Fund. 6 months out of the year, this congregation supports this fund, which is part of the Human Services Department at the City of Southfield, and it supports people who need some extra help. You can express your generosity in a variety of ways. You'll see the screen that shows you how to text to give. We accept checks, and we're going to pass the baskets if we find them. Oh, they'll be fine.
A white Altima with console plates that's still running.
There's a white Altima that is still running in our. Thank you. So we're going to pass the baskets here. have a confession to make. Sometimes when I'm preparing food for Thanksgiving, I get a little cranky. My knees and my back hurt. My refrigerator seems to have shrunk, as has my ample counter space. And when that happens, I like to try to pull myself back from the busyness of what my hands are trying to accomplish and think about all the people who made it possible for the ingredients that I'm cooking with to arrive in my kitchen. The people who grew and harvested the food, the people who transported it and worked at the store where I bought it, the people who packaged it in the middle. It can be a long journey from seed to table. And I think the reading, the Map of Balance and Harmony by Robin Kimmerer spoke to me because it focuses on the very middle of that journey. At the height of summer, when the days are long and bright and the thunderers come to soak the ground, the lessons of reciprocity are written clearly in a Three Sisters garden. Together, their stems inscribe what looks like to me a blueprint for the world, a map of balance and reciprocity. The corn stands 8 feet tall, rippling green ribbons of leaf that curl away from the stem in every direction to catch the sun. No leaf sits directly over the next so that each can gather light without shading the others. The bean twines around the cornstalk, weaving itself between the leaves of corn, never interfering with their work. In the spaces where the corn leaves are not, buds appear on the vining bean and expand onto outstretched leaves and clusters of fragrant flowers. The bean leaves droop and are held close to the stem of the corn. Spread around the feet of the corn and beans is a carpet of big, broad squash leaves that intercept the light that falls among the pillars of corn. Their layered spacing uses the light, a gift from the sun, efficiently with no waste. The organic symmetry of form belongs together. The placement of every leaf, the harmony of shapes speak their message. Respect one another. Support one another. Bring your gift to the world and receive the gifts of others, and there will be enough for all.
Rise in body and or spirit to sing number 349, We Gather Together.
We gather together.
Everyone could just take another moment to just I begin with a poem that's really a prayer for hopelessness by Ardette Fulbright Folsom. The days that come and carry away your spirit, your spark, bow down. Lay your head on the hard earth and let your brokenness join the death that is stirring there. Life rebels against death, takes the very dust of our bones and reweaves it into glory. You were made for life, and life does not intend to let you go. But rest you can. Decay and falling away from ourselves are part of that process. If you need to fall apart, then do, for life will hold you in that too. We'll teach you how to desiccate and blow away, and then we'll call you back from the four corners of the earth, and will renew you with the water of the tears of others, who, like you, weep for all that is lost. She will breathe back into you the breath that washes from the mouths of children laughing, from the lion's roar, from the exaltation of trees. You will be reborn into the arms of beloveds, and together we will sing a new song. In 2023, 88% of the known trans murder victims were people of color. 54% were Black transgender women. 73% were killed by a gun. 47% were killed by a romantic sexual partner, friend, or family member. And 50% were misgendered and deadnamed by authorities to the press. There is no easy way to discuss the relationship between violence and death, violence and hatred. It makes it even harder when grief locks our jaws. When we don't have anywhere to spill that grief out onto the floor, sort through it, and try to find what to do next. Digging for answers like digging through a junk drawer for the next thing that you know you put in there. You're sure of it. Grief is disorganized and messy, and when we are grieving something so big, like the deaths of our trans siblings at the hands of violence, violence fueled by ugly, ugly hatred, supported by the lack of justice and the lack of love. What are we to do? What are we to say? How are we to grieve that? Today is not the day of answers. I'm not interested in answers today. Today, I'm only interested in unlocking my jaw for a moment of grief in a place where I know I can spill it all out on the floor, and we will all kneel down together and sort through it. How do we speak of this? We speak names. We speak names into the universe to let them know they are not forgotten, that they are ever, forever beloved. And to remind those that are here that we will speak your true names, your pronouns, your life, and your beauty while you are still here. Together, we will begin with a musical meditation, a message for all of those gathered with us and listening.
I will sing the first time, and please join after that. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
I will speak out the names of my trans siblings who we have lost this year. Open up enough space to hold not just their names and faces, but their history, their lives, and who they were. When the world lost them, it lost an entire life of wonder, joy, pain, and potential. Sister Jasmine Marks, sibling Zaki, Sister Unique Banks, Sister Casey Johnson, Brother Dominic Dupree, Sister London Price, Sister LaKendra Andrews, Sister Ani Johnson, Sister Lisa Love, Sister Sherilyn Moore, Maid Marjorie, Brother Camden, Sibling Yoko, Brother Jacob Williamson, Sibling Thomas Robertson, Sister China Long, Sister Chanel Perez, Sister Devani Johnson, Brother Luis Angel Diaz Castro, Sister Coco Dadal, Sister Ashia Davis, Brother Banco Brown, Sister Ashley Burton, Sister Tasia Woodland, Sister Kashay Henderson, Sister Maria Jose, Sibling Tortuguita, These are the names of those that we know we have lost, that have been named for us, so we can speak out their truth into the universe. We also light a flame for those who are unknown, lost without recognition. And we light a flame for those who are still living. Those living into their truth, and those living in silence. We see you. Our hearts see you. And you are loved here. And as we sing together, I invite everyone with a name, a grief, a remembrance in their heart of any kind to come up, light a candle. Say their names if you wish, or keep them in our heart. Our grief is our own, and we grieve as we need. And if you need a candle brought to you, please raise your hand, and we will bring you a candle.
I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
Source of sources and holder of the many faces and names of the ultimate. We trust the lives and souls and memories of those we have lost to the infinite, knowing that there is but one source of life, one source of grief, one source of joy. As we sit here now, the very particles of physics move to conspire to hold us up in this time of uncertainty, when it seems like the systems that we've built are falling down around us. We have gratitude for the lives of those that have been lost and those that are yet to come. May we build a better world for them. Blessed be, and amen. There's a lot of candles lit here, and there's a lot of candles left unlit by those who haven't been able to express their grief. And yet, we're all here. You showed up today. You decided to raise your voices in a rebellion against hopelessness and isolation here in this beautiful sanctuary. You decided that being together was better than being alone. You decided that ritual was better than silence. You decided that song could be accompanied with sobbing. And so there must be hope. And there must be joy, and there must be gratitude. Do you know who really gets this? It's the kids. The kids, they really get this. Whenever I teach children about gratitude, I use the story Alexander and his terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Have you all heard of this story? It's a story about a boy named Alexander who had a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And all kinds of things happened to Alexander in his day. He opened up the cereal box and his sibling got the toy. And he went to school and somebody was sitting on his favorite swing. All kinds of bad things happened to Alexander that day. And then when I say to the kids, and what else? They say, Alexander got to wake up in a home and have cereal with his family. Alexander got to spend time outside swinging, and he does so often because clearly he has a favorite swing. Alexander may at this moment be having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, but it is impermanent, and this day will end and another will begin, and there will be joy, and there will be possibility. And if we focus on what we can be grateful for, even in the moments when it's hardest, feel our feelings are valid, but know that there is sweetness coming. I'm going to ask Diana and Eli now to pass you all out a little bit of sweetness. We have little cups of fruit here for everyone that symbolize the things that we are grateful for. And while they're doing it, I wonder if some of you might share what you here today are grateful for. You're grateful for your family. You love them infinitely. That's a beautiful gratitude.
We moved yesterday and we had lots of help moving, and we get to live really close to our really good friends.
It's a beautiful thing to be grateful for.
I'm grateful for music and all the people to share it with.
It's a beautiful thing to be grateful for. Let me know if anyone on Zoom would like to speak a gratitude.
I'm grateful for being happily married for 40 years.
Don't eat your fruit yet. That's a beautiful thing to be grateful for. What a lucky, and if you ate your fruit, get more.
I'm grateful for having made another year in life. Who wants to sing happy birthday? Go ahead.
It's your birthday?
Yes, ma'am.
Todd, it's her birthday. You're. All right, so most people that have ever sung Barbara happy birthday. What a beautiful thing to be grateful for. And we have cake and coffee hour, another thing to be grateful for. What else? What else are we grateful for? Dan is both grateful and grieving technology.
I'm grateful that my husband made it home safely from deer hunting.
What a beautiful thing to be grateful for. What else are we grateful for here? Alicia.
I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my mother. She's 80 years old, and every day I spend with her is a treasure.
What a beautiful thing to be grateful for. People on Zoom.
I too am grateful for my mother, and I'm grateful that her husband is helping her through a Alzheimer journey.
What a beautiful thing, bittersweet thing to be grateful for.
I'm grateful my car got hit by a tractor trailer the other day and only bent my side view mirror back.
What a bittersweet thing to be grateful for.
I am also grateful for my family and right today, especially for my husband, since it's our 46th wedding anniversary. So.
Anniversary. What a beautiful thing to be grateful for.
I just want to give a couple folks online. If you're online, oops, unmute. I can unmute you if you want. You can share.
We're going to get a couple people online. I'll be with you, Don. No? Okay.
I'm grateful that my mom has some company and some companionship now at her assisted living. And I'm grateful for herbal tea.
Beautiful things to be grateful for.
I'm just grateful for these small examples of the sweetness of life.
Oh, what a beautiful thing to be grateful for. I'm grateful that after breaking several bones, my mother is venturing out of the house. Don?
I'm grateful for the listening ear and the eye to see, and being a cancer patient whose doctor told him not too long ago that he no longer need to take medicine.
I'm grateful for groups like Jewish Voice for Peace and others who are standing up and calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and Israel.
There was someone over here.
I'm grateful for my mother. She's 97 and going strong, and she helps keep me focused.
A lot of gratitude for mothers here today.
I'm grateful for my mother died a week ago, and she of Alzheimer's, and I'm grateful for the care that my dad provided for her and her over the last 8 years, and I consider myself very lucky to have had her as a mother.
What was your mom's name? Lighting a candle for Eva.
I'm grateful for the time that I have in these years with my children in the house. They're getting older, but they are such a joy, and I'm trying to savor it.
What a beautiful gratitude.
I'm grateful to have family in my life here in Michigan after moving here in '78 and being without family. My sister Bożena now lives close by, and I am grateful every day.
What a beautiful gratitude.
I'm grateful for my parents' support from afar and new friends, new opportunities, this beautiful church, and medical technology that helps me stand up taller every day.
What beautiful gratitudes. What beautiful gratitudes. What beautiful gratitudes all. When I was working at the Mayo Clinic, some of the other pastors there said, "You Unitarians do communion with everything. Y'all have flour communion, and you have water communion. Sometimes you do like real communion every once in a while. Like you have communion for everything. What is that about?" And I said, well, the beauty of communion is it's just a communal experience. It's just saying that if we do it all together and experience it at the same time, it's more meaningful. So today, we're going to do a fruit communion. We're going to do a gratitude communion for all of the gratitudes that we have heard here today. May we together now raise our little cup of fruit and experience sweetness together. And if you have eaten it, that's okay too. Y'all, sweetness comes in its own time if you've already eaten it. The universe is in constant balance. We would not know joy if we did not experience grief. May we hold all that we are in our infinite multitudes and know that we can hold more together. Blessed be.
for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Please repeat after me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of hope. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of hope. The warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. These we carry in our hearts
until we are together again. So go in gratitude and go in grief and hold each other through all of it. The membership committee has provided food. May we take it also as a sacrament of communion.